Hey everybody, welcome to another Monday, another week, and another episode of the NBA Ask Aaron Anything podcast. You know who I am. I'm your host, Aaron Herzog. I'm here to answer all your NBA questions with silliness and seriousness and whatever I feel like that day, because this is my podcast, and on podcasts you're allowed to do whatever you want. That's why they were invented. They were invented because the radio was not letting people do what they want. The radio was all like, you got to play music, payola. People are handing us envelopes full of money to pay to play their music, and there were guys like me who were like, but I just want people to ask me questions about the NBA and then answer them on the radio. And other people said, that's dumb. You can't do that. Our advertisers will leave screaming, running for the hills. No one will pay advertising for that. And then podcasts came along to be like, guess what? Nobody has to pay advertising for that. Somebody can sit at their table and record at home and post it on the internet, and nobody has to pay. They can put it out for free. And people pay in their love and their 5-star reviews on iTunes, which you can please do, and I will read them. I will read them or give you a shout out. I think the deal that I made is if you give me a 5-star review, I will say something nice about you that I really mean. That's what it is. I will say something nice and kind and genuine about you on the show. And that's the deal. That's a pretty great deal. If you ask me, all you have to do is say, oh, I like your show, over and over and over again. And then I will say something genuine from the heart. I mean, if you say something more thoughtful, if you go into detail about it, maybe I'll be a little more thoughtful too. But, I mean, we'll have to see once the reviews start coming in. Review it on iTunes. You can listen to it on YouTube. That's for videos, Aaron. That's not for podcasts. No, get with the year. It's 2018. You can put anything you want on YouTube. It's just like podcasts. Probably not anything. I've never tested the boundaries. And I'm not going to because, frankly, I'm against it. I want to keep this podcast it's not family friendly, but you won't want to sit down and listen to this with your little kids because sometimes I say curse words and then you'll have to explain to them what curse words are, and you'll have to say they're just words that we decided are worse than other words for some reason because people say them when they're angry. And then your kid will be like, you mean like when I'm angry and I say, rats, is that a curse word? And it's like, yeah, that's kind of like a little kid version of a curse word. But aren't rats just animals? Yeah, but it all depends on the context. And now you're in this deep, weird situation where you have to talk to your kid who's too young to understand because they still say rats as a curse word. Or they're an adorable teenager who you should probably get to start cursing. If you have like a 16-year-old kid and they don't curse, but they say rats, I don't know what to think of that. I think it's bad, but also adorable. Anyway, you can ask me questions on Twitter at Aaron Herzog. You can even hashtag it AskAaronNBA. You can ask them on the YouTube comments for these videos. You can ask them via email, aaron.herzog@gmail.com. You can ask them like today's first question. You can ask them in person. Hey, I have friends. I hang out with people. I see them in real life. And that's where this question came, face to face, from Rob Banowitz. Thank you very much, Rob. It was a pleasure to see your smiling face and have you ask me this question. It's a good one. It's not about Markelle Fultz. Finally, it's not about mascots. Rob Banowitz, like me, from Philadelphia, now living in Los Angeles, and he has a Los Angeles-based question. He wants to know what the difference between Lakers and Clippers fans are. He's maybe wanting to dip his toe into NBA fandom in his new city of Los Angeles. And if that's the case, I just want to say stick to the Sixers, Rob. Stick to your Sixers. Here's the key, they come on super early here, 4:30 in the afternoon. You can get done watching basketball by 7 p.m. if you only like the Sixers and they're the only team you want to watch. It's great. You don't even have to wait for the late games, the quote-unquote late games to start at 7, 7:30, even 8 o'clock p.m. You don't even have to wait for that. Get it done early, get it out of the way. That's the best thing about living on the West Coast. It's not the weather. It's not the sun. It's not the opportunities for career advancement. It is the fact that sports start earlier and you can go to bed early if you want. That's my favorite thing about it. But we're talking Lakers versus Clippers. I almost said Celtics, and that should tell you a lot about the Lakers-Clippers quote-unquote rivalry. The fact that I almost said Celtics, a team in Boston across the country that has way more influence and history than the team that shares the same building. What about their fans, though? So both teams, Rob, I don't know if you knew this, both Los Angeles teams, the Lakers and the Clippers, started somewhere else. The Lakers started in Minneapolis. They're the Minneapolis Lakers, which is why they are the Lakers. Their name makes more sense now, doesn't it, Rob? I'm speaking directly to Rob right now. And anybody else who doesn't know that the Lakers came from Minneapolis. They are one of the most storied franchises in the NBA. They came to Los Angeles in 1960, but they won NBA titles in 1949, 50, 52, 53, 54, which for some reason the Lakers count and put up in their rafters, come on. You're allowed to count all the championships after that, but not the ones before. The franchise can, but not the city of Los Angeles. The franchise, the Lakers, can be like, yeah, we won it in 49, 50, 52, 53, and 54. But the people of Los Angeles cannot say those years because there was not basketball here. You know, they didn't even know that basketball was a sport in the city of Los Angeles until 1960. It was new. It came here with the Lakers, and people were like, what is this? I don't understand this game. And now that's a true story. People did not know what basketball was. They thought it was some alien. They thought it was a bunch of aliens showing up, taking over. They're like, I don't know what this is, and I'm not going to pay my good money to see it. But then the Lakers started winning. Wilt Chamberlain came over here, and they were like, oh, I like these aliens. And now everybody are Lakers fans. Since moving to Los Angeles, the Lakers have won championships in 1972, 1980, 82, 85, 87, 88, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2009, and 2010. Like I said, one of the most storied franchises in the history of the NBA. They also are a haven for free agents from the beginning of time. They have had stars. Wilt Chamberlain wanted to come to Los Angeles to play. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar traded from the Milwaukee Bucks to Los Angeles. Shaquille O'Neal came to Los Angeles to play. Kobe Bryant played his whole career here, but did some shady business on draft day to make sure that he landed in Los Angeles. He wanted to play here. They're just the city of Los Angeles and that gold and purple of the Lakers have attracted free agents up until this year. LeBron James, Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo. All of those superstars. People want to be in LA. It makes sense. But for some reason they come to the Lakers because of that storied history. The Clippers, their history, a little less storied. They began as the Buffalo Braves. Yeah, that's right, Buffalo. They had a professional basketball team in the city of Buffalo, New York. That lasted about 8 years before they were like, let's go to San Diego, where they played from 1978 to 1984, after which they came to Los Angeles. Well, how many titles do the Clippers have? 0. That's not a lot. That's less than any. How many conference championships have they won? Also 0. Clippers have never been to the NBA Finals. The story of their franchise is more a terrible one. It's a horror story. They are the opposite of the Lakers. They've had a lot of bad things happen to them, like racist owner Donald Sterling, who was forced to sell the team after being racist. And he had to sell the team and get $2 billion from Steve Ballmer, new owner. Has not yet been discovered to be outwardly horribly racist. Is there a chance? Possibly. He's a tech guy. You never know with them. He seems like a decent dude. He seems like he's very invested in the team and doesn't seem at all invested in racism from what I can tell. He does have that shaved head. But it could be, it's bald. It's more bald than shaved. Steve Ballmer's 6'5". Am I looking him up on Wikipedia right now? That is correct. I didn't know Steve Ballmer was a tall-ass dude. Does that increase or decrease his chance of being racist? I don't know. I don't think height really comes into play, when considering the fact of whether a person becomes racist or not. Steve Ballmer, to get away from racism, is trying to turn the team around. Had a nice run for the past few years. They drafted Blake Griffin with the number 1 overall draft pick in 2009. Started to turn the team around after he took a year off after breaking his kneecap. Sounds like a terrible injury. Of all the injuries that I know, Achilles injuries are like one of the worst to come back from. Breaking your kneecap sounds like the worst. It might not be the worst to recover from, but it just sounds terrible. Think about that. I want everybody listening to this right now to close your eyes and really picture in your brain your kneecap, your delicate little kneecap. When you straighten your leg out, you can kind of move it around a little bit. It's like floating there. It's weird. You're like, is this wrong? Is this supposed to move like this? And everybody else is like, yeah, my kneecap moves like that too. And you're like, all right, there's nothing wrong with it. Picture that smashing into 1,000 little pieces. Ooh, you just cringed. Didn't you? That's what Blake Griffin did. And after that, he did some of the sickest dunks ever. They got Chris Paul in 2011 after a trade to, guess who? The Lakers was nixed by the league for basketball reasons because they didn't want Chris Paul going to the Lakers and upsetting the competitive balance of the league. So they were like, nope, no trade. You can be traded to the other team in Los Angeles, though. And they were good. They were good for a few years. They were very good. Championship contending good, but could never get past. Could never make it to the conference finals. Just couldn't get over that hump. They've dismantled the team. They're in another rebuild. And those are really the differences in the teams. So think about the fans, right? Think of yourself, Rob. You are a new Angelino. You want to get into a basketball team. On the one hand, you have the Lakers, the second winningest team in NBA history. And on the other hand, you have the Clippers, mostly known for losing and racism. If you just want to have a good time and watch sports, who are you going to pick? Assuming you're not on board with racism. And even if you are on board with racism, you're not going to like the Clippers because they got rid of the racist dude. They don't even have that going for them anymore. They're not even like, hey, we're the team of hate. Don't like the Lakers. They're inclusive. They love everybody. Over here at the Clippers, we'll tell you what we really think of people, even when it's bad and based on garbage. So Clippers fans, you can't blame Lakers fans for liking them. I used to blame Lakers. I used to be one of these people who hated Los Angeles sports fans with a passion. I got heated up about it. They would play I would do things like they would play I Love LA when the Lakers or the Dodgers would win a game, and I would get heated and say things like, that song is satirical. That is a satirical song. It is not meant to be taken seriously. It is actually showing the terrible things about the city of Los Angeles. And you're too stupid to realize it. But I've calmed down. I've gotten older. I've calmed down. Can't blame a Lakers fan for liking the Lakers, okay? Whether you're from Los Angeles and love basketball, whether you moved to Los Angeles and want to pick up a basketball team, sure, fine. Pick the winner. But a Clippers fan, that is a hero. That is a hero because you are actively choosing to pick the lesser of two teams in your hometown. You are taking the road less traveled. And that makes all the difference. Somebody said that. You are choosing heartbreak. You're like an artist at heart. You're like, I know this isn't going to lead to glory. I know that LeBron James isn't going to come to... He's going to come to my town, but he's not going to come to my team, and it's not going to be the same. I know that my team is the third tenant in the building that they play in. I know that a hockey team gets better priority than my own favorite professional basketball team, but I just can't. I just have to go with my heart, and my heart is the Clippers, and even if they break my heart, it's what I want. And you're a hero, and there's something in your soul that attracts me to you over a Lakers fan who wants to take that easy path to victory. Who wants to cheer for the history of Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who are great players, who I love as players. But I don't love the Lakers. I love Shaq. I can't stand Kobe. Love all the players. Love Jerry West. Love Elgin Baylor. Love Wilt Chamberlain. As players. Not romantically. I've never met any of them. But I don't love the Lakers. Hate them as a team. Why? Because they get all the breaks. And the fan who actively picks the Clippers is somebody you want. That's somebody who's going to help you move. They're going to offer to help you move. Because it's going to be a hard day for them, but it's going to be worth it. They're going to know. They're going to sweat all day. They're going to carry boxes into your house, out of your old house. But at the end of the day, they're going to know that it was worth it and that they helped you out and that they became a better person for it. That's a Clippers fan. They want to go on a journey. They want to know that the future isn't guaranteed, but that's okay. They want to know, they know that to appreciate the sun, you have to have the rain. And the Clippers have been a rainy-ass team for years. And that's the difference, Rob. If you're looking for a Los Angeles team, you can pick the Lakers. I won't blame you. You'll have a grand old time. You'll pay a little bit more to go to get to games. It'll be a better experience. I've been to both Lakers and Clippers games. Same building, completely different experience. It'll be more fun. But it'll be a little more empty at the end. You know how it felt, Rob. You know how it felt when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I was there. I hugged you. I held you in my arms. Do you think it feels the same when the Steelers win a Super Bowl, when the Patriots win a Super Bowl? Do you think it feels the same for those people? That's the difference, Rob. If you want to pick a Los Angeles team, you can go either way. And you can have regular happiness with the Lakers and brag about your storied past. And once LeBron James leaves, know that in a few years you'll probably get another big name superstar. Or you can look at the Clippers in a fog and have faith. Clippers fans are they're faithful heroes. They're strong people. They're the type of friends you want to have. And that's who I hope I am inside. That's who I hope my friends are inside. That's who I hope my listeners are inside. That's the show for today. Thank you so much for listening. As always, send those questions on Twitter at Aaron Herzog, hashtag AskAaronNBA. Send them on Facebook, email, or in person, just like Rob did. You're a real Clippers fan, Rob. Sending this one in person. I'll be back again this week a couple more times with more of your questions and more of my answers. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you then.